Okay, there is my camera's video is not that good. It makes that kind of noise, but that's not the point. So, hi again. I'm back, and my talk is about what's your point calling me a racist? First of all, I would like to make something clear. In my understanding, racism is a disease of hate, anger, fear, discrimination, and abuse or misuse another because of their race. And in those things also include ignorance, ignorance that come when people don't know about that person, and then they call them all names and everything, and because of what they hear. So it's like not knowing, so they are ignorant. And these things, or I mentioned that I think they are the diseases of racism. They are still going on all over the world right now, and I certainly have none of those diseases. I used to. I know I used to. I admit that, and but now that I know better, I don't know everything, but I know better than I used to know before, and I accept the reality. But any person of the West who is not diseased or ignorant and have friends of African origin or a person of color, and this person or these people or this person tells this to the Westerner that they don't care about things that have been done by the ancestral people of the West, and this person says it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Anymore. I would say to this Western person that you must question the friendship you have between that person of color or that person of African origin. What's the point behind their ignoring everything? And the same thing for the African to ask if a Westerner comes and tell that or say that don't worry, about those things, they are in the past, and you shouldn't live in the past and move on, and it's a new world and everything is gone. Wait a minute, look around you, nothing is gone, it's just a hidden old ways. They are hidden, but they are there. And yes, slavery is not there anymore, but we are talking about the slavery that was before, that was to steal people or capture people and use them. It's still here, but they don't do it openly. And I wouldn't say that slavery is completely gone, because in a way we are all slaves, and we are contributing to it without even knowing it. Yeah, you must question yourself in your mind that what's the agenda of this person? Is he or she ignorant? I mean, you both, the African, the person of color, the Westerner, ask yourself that, is this person just ignorant or just someone who don't really know history and don't see what is happening before their eyes? And you must question that friendship, your you have with that person. That at what ground is that relationship based on, or at what tone, or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, it's not about racism. I mean, we begin to talk about these things, so it's just I pick up reality. I speak reality, and I don't deny that. And by accepting it and freeing my heart and freeing my mind and openly talk about it, it actually helps, because I know what's going on. Yeah. Anyway, I continue by asking again, what's your point to accuse me of being a nationalism, or I don't know if that's the right way to call it, but if I promote my nationalism and say that, yeah, you are from somewhere, and we do things like this in our nationality, and you do things like that, what's wrong with that? If I didn't have a nationality, I wouldn't have a passport to walk with it and being asked wherever I cross a border or some country, and I'll be walking freely. I wouldn't have to worry where I come from, it will be a free world. But the fact is that everyone has a nationality. Everyone has a race. And those are the facts. Denying them is just ignorant. No, it's not ignorant. It's just, you don't care. Because you see them, but you don't want to acknowledge them. Yeah, and if I talk about, or if I promote my nationality and bring facts of the Western world and what it brought to Africa, what it brought to Africa ruined and erased, and is still erasing our ancestral or ancient ancestral morals and cultures and traditions, and all left is division and hatred between us, and death, and it is spiritual and physical, and so we are dying physically and spiritually at a very, very rapidly. So what's your point of calling me a racist if I say that Arabs began the slavery in Africa, and then the West continued to capture our brothers and sisters, or you can say ancestors or something, and they took them to used them as manpower to build the Western empires. I am not a racist. That's a fact. Acknowledge it or deny it, but it's a fact. And I am not a racist. So what's your point calling me a racist if I say that the day the West entered Africa, The West entered Africa till today. They're killing. Kali, bye bye. Bye bye. Seven. Tiene los años. Tiene los años. Yeah, they are killing African people through we want to help approach, and we bring you good news of salvation and everything like that, and then they steal everything from Africa, and then they come back with the money to help after selling the things they stole. So excuse me for bringing out the facts, but I am not a racist. That's a fact. So we go on. Seven. What is it? We'd like to check out everything. And I continue saying, what's your point calling me a racist if I say that before the Westerners landed on the African continent, Africa was a peaceful continent with all the natural systems. People were healthy, and death was seldom and mostly caused by old age. And the fact is that we never had prisons. Think about that. I won't go there. All diseases that are there in Africa, they landed after the, I don't know, I wouldn't call them ancient Europeans or ancient Westerners, but when they landed into Africa, everything started turning upside down. And that's a fact. It's not racial, or it's not racism, or hate. It's not anything but fact. And when these new ways came to Africa, everything that was pure, natural, and love and everything was replaced. Our way of living began to be called evil and non-civilized. I mean, really, come on. Think again. Think. Look back. If you can remember that far, what your parents told you, what your grandparents told you, what was Africa like, what was your village like before and now. And you know, and the most thing that is sad excuse me, the most sad thing is that we are to blame, the Africans. We see the destruction that is going on, but yet we still contribute to it in so many ways. We still keep on living in this dream that came to us that is just things, you know. And don't get me wrong, I'm not against things. You can have them as long as you remember who you are and where you come from, you know. Alright. Ngonyak chai. Ngonyak chai. Yeah. And so it's our fault also. We can't put it on the other people completely, because we are now waking up. We see things, people see things, Africans see things, and we always choose the easy way out, to ignore everything and just say, oh yeah, well, life is short, I will live, and everything else will handle itself. But it will not. And it's our fault for not coming back to the old ways that used to be. I hear some people even say that, yeah, but you know, you have to forget about the past and live with what comes. I mean, look at what comes. What comes with what comes. And what has it done? Did it preserve the old and then keep the new? Or did it just erase everything that was, you know, irreplaceable? Because some things are not. You can't replace them. And we need to come back to the ways that were about healing and caring about one another and respecting each other, and most of all respecting the elders, because those are the ones that are wiser. You know, they know things, they tell us things, they guide us to do things and preserve. You know, yes, you have to learn new things, but also you have to preserve the old ones. That's the richest thing you can do. And you know, it was about giving a hand to whoever needed it without expecting something in return. You know, it was about love, loving one another. You know, it was the love of God, and that is gone. Now it's about who are you, where you come from, you know, I mean, who is your parent, and what do you do, and where do you work, I mean, do you have a car, or, you know, these kind of things. Those are the nowadays things. And I asked that, what's your point when you call me a rebel when I don't trust in the government? Especially when I don't trust in the Western government and authorities that are the ones that are continuing the legacies of their ancestors. You know, I am not a racist. It's a fact. And all I want, because I don't want to wish, I don't wish anymore, I say I want. And all I want is that from the latter generation of the Westerner, I mean, from the ancestral Westerner, from their ancestors, that they correct what was brought into Africa or what was brought out of Africa. Those are the people that were captured. But they must correct what was done by their ancestors by telling the truth. They do not have to bring in anything or any help other than the truth. Africa does not need any other help but the truth. That's all. It's a rich country. It's a with all the natural resources, it's a rich country, but all those things are being taken away, and then they sell them, and the money that they sell it from, I mean, they sell it, they get from the natural resources, come back to help the people of Africa. So I mean, it's just messed up, it's just backwards. And the only thing Africa needs is the truth. And also, African people, we need to wake up and bring back our ancestral traditions and cultures and stop promoting what has come to oppress us, you know, especially spiritually, because when you are spiritually awake, you see everything else, even little things that normal eye don't see, you see them. And we have to stop, we have to think about what kind of help we get, that the help, do you see the help that is disguised in when we come, you know, to help, they disguise it in religion and all these things they bring into Africa. But really, seriously, I am not a racist. I'm just speaking facts. And if one does not want to acknowledge them, then I say that, you know, you must go take a deep sleep and think about everything, because we have to stop living in denial. When I see here people in Europe, you know, they appreciate their cultures, they appreciate their traditions, they keep them, but you know, they have been told to bring those cultures into other cultures, and they must, the way of their thinking they have grown with is that they must change the other cultures to accept the European cultures, you know, and traditions. But that's not the way it is. The world, or we were born with purposes, you know. I am not going to go somewhere where they eat dogs and I say, yes, I will eat dogs, you know. No, because I didn't, that's not my culture. I will accept, I will appreciate them. I will say, yeah, do your thing, but no, thank you. Yeah, that's not racism. It's accepting the facts and live with them and understand them and cope with them and watch your back, you know. You don't have to be, you can be a friend with many people, but I doubt when a few of them say that let's go jump off the cliff, you will say, oh yeah, I will come with you. No, you will think again. Is that you? Is that your thing? It might be different, but you know, yeah. But anyway, there is a saying from the there is a saying from back home, when a sick person, or where the belief is that when somebody is bewitched, they go to a priest or a healer, who's called a voodoo priest or something, but in a way he's a healer or she's a healer. And that priest will tell that person that concentrate on your healing and don't go to avenge. what the other person did to you, or who you think did this to you. Don't avenge. What you have to do is heal. Heal yourself, and if that person, or if those people or anybody who have attacked you with something tries to come back and do it again, when you are aware of it and you acknowledge it and you know that it might happen, those priests, they say that those evil deeds that were done on you, now you know them, and if you don't avenge them, you believe that you are protected now with your ancestors and your ancestors' gods and the Almighty most of all. This person's evil deeds will, go against them. They will turn back. And saying all that, I say that you don't have to hate anybody, but you have to try to find the truth. You have to ask questions. You have to try to see to it that you get the truth out of the people who broke the lie and who broke the things that are not yours. And if you know your truth, then practice it. And be friends, but you don't have to eat in the same plate. You can share the food, but with different plates. We are on the same earth, but we have different cultures and traditions. We can admire them, or we can just say no. But we can't interfere, we can't intervene, except if they're killing others or something. But such is things. Anyway, I gonna go with this. Mr. is busy. So thank you, and be blessed. Thank you. Bye.